We are live.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I'm JPeeps.
I'm Ace.
Ooh, my hair got longer. I like it. That's what see
My
that
hair got shorter.
that's what that homecoming food will do to you. But yeah, tonight, we got a good one for you. Hopefully everybody's recovering well from their homecoming hangover if you were in Tallahassee this weekend. You have homecoming part 2 this weekend in Tallahassee with a certain someone coming to town, but they're not bringing their band. Uh, but Ace, you got anything?
You know, we had a lot of stuff happen in every single aspect of the show. Every segment of the show has something to talk about.
It
That is
does.
relatively big. One of them has to do with boat segments, but I think we'll talk more about it in the HBCU section because it does relate to where that person is currently and not where he would potentially be going.
Exactly.
So that's a teaser. So you gotta come and watch you gotta watch to know what we're talking about. But I think you guys can put it together. But yeah, we're gonna just be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. If you went to homecoming. Hope you be safe. You come to the Southern game this week. It's in the Southern, right?
It's in Tallahassee this week.
Yeah, it's in Tallahassee, but it's Southern coming. But they're not bringing the band, So hopefully they have some more discipline and dignity than when they played Perry View and some other teams. But it's gonna be a good episode tonight. JP, do you got add anything last second that popped into your brain, an epiphany?
Let's see. We got a comment right here. Future
Oh,
Trunks.
that's Flash. Hashtag free James. Yeah,
Ace is
Ace
a
is a
sad
sad
man.
man. Oh boy, that means Flash is watching the show right now.
Oh, hey, that's more power to him. But yeah, be
Yeah,
sure to leave a comment. You already see that Ace has already done one, or not really
Flash is already doing.
done one or two, or future Trunks technically. So yeah, as always,
With that being said,
yes. With that
if
being,
you're watching on Twitter, hit the bio in the avatar. You go to the profile page, hit that link in the bio. You go click Run and Gun episode 12. It says 1, 2, 3. I don't know what the hell's going on there. JP's will have to go and fix it. But episode 12 of the Run and Gun podcast, please hit the link, join on YouTube, and drop in the comment section what you got. But with that being said, JP's got anything before I run this intro?
no, I'm about to run it right
See
now.
you on the next side.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you are listening to
And you are listening to
And you're listening to
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
All right. Here we go. So right away, we are going to kick things off with the HBCU aspect of this show. So, as we already know, I feel like we need to talk about this first. As we already know, there have been rumblings. Brian Harson's been fired, and we all get that. So what happens now is Auburn's laid out their candidates of who they want. A lot of people, including Dickie V, have already said, you need to throw the entire kitchen sink at Dion and go all hands on deck for Coach Prime. On the other end, you've got the guys such as, Lane Kiffin, which I don't know why you would hire Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's having too much fun in Oxford. And then there's also the matter of Hugh Freeze. But I don't think Hugh Freeze is going anywhere. Hugh Freeze just got a 4-year extension from Liberty. Or no, not Liberty, Lamar. So, no, it was Liberty, wasn't it? Oh my gosh.
I have no idea.
Oh,
You gotta go check that.
okay, wait, hold on. Let me look it up right now. It was from Liberty. Yeah, Freeze just got a 4-year extension from Liberty. Not 4-year, but he will be in Liberty through 2030. And then you have people are mentioning, Matt Rule as another candidate or Bill O'Brien. If it is Bill O'Brien, then you're not going to hear anything about that being filled until the end of the season because that's how Alabama assistants like to play it, where they take the job towards the end of the season and maybe like during the playoff and during the championship, that's when you find out they're leaving or coaching their last game at Alabama. So because it's the HBCU segment, we can go ahead and talk about this. What is it going to take for Deion to leave?
You're gonna need guaranteed full rides for the kids because the kids coming. Shedeur and Shiloh. You gotta make sure you get space for all his boys to come, the coaching staff included. Gotta get the payroll set for that. Can't be no tight checkbooks. Be a blank check for Deion, his boys, the coaching staff, not the boys, but the players that are probably gonna come with him, the recruits that are coming with him. Probably 5-star service all around every day of the week, 24/7. Full catering, probably statue, part ownership of the city.
I mean, should we also have someone that can basically wipe his backside too?
Someone
since we're just going on like this. But I mean, in all seriousness.
All seriousness, everything beside part ownership of the city is what they need.
Yeah, I agree. And then and here's the thing too. People are always saying Auburn has a history of, making these having these racist things going on and stuff where they were like, oh, Bruce Pearl's a racist. And then Tommy Tuberville, who's a senator, actually, surprise there. I don't know how that happened. He's a MAGA supporter. And then they're like, you really? And then the SEC's only had 6 black coaches in its history. Auburn's never had an African-American head coach. So it's like, do you really think Deion would fit in Auburn? Look, here's the thing. Schools want to change their narratives all the time. Remember, Florida State never had a black coach before they hired Willie Taggart. It was a failed experiment, but they tried the experiment out. Is it possible Auburn will go get Deion and go try to interview him? Yeah. Hence why I have yet to find an interview where he has said he's fully 100% invested and doesn't plan to leave Jackson State for a very long time. He already stated
there's a lot of requirements in the checkbox that would have to be checked for him to leave, but it's not like underlocking. It's not a locked situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like he got casted in with the concrete. He's not going nowhere.
Exactly. Now, the thing is here's the thing. He is going to stay true to his word where he's going to say we want to dominate, and that's what they're going to plan on doing. And he's going to see to it this year that I think Jackson State finishes undefeated. And so with that being said, he's going to pad his resume up. And from there, he's going to entertain this job. Because he did say in a Twitter space with him and Willie Simmons that he would entertain these types of offers for the sake of his coaching staff, who is not paid the way he's paid. And he wants those guys to get paid what they're worth. And I can understand that. Would not surprise me for a guy like Tim Brewster to go back to the SEC after having been there with Florida. It wouldn't surprise me for a guy like Mike Zimmer to coach up defensive backs in the SEC.
Mike Zimmer's over with Jackson State?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Zimmer from the Vikings, Mike Zimmer.
Yes, he is.
Oh, rest in peace, his son. His son died the other.
Yeah, I know that was sad and very unfortunate. Yes, like guys like
the
that.
Actual fraud. Who the hell is this? What is Flash talking about?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I assume Andy Dalton.
Oh, but all in all, I mean, look, if he goes, he goes. You can't really be mad at him. What I'll say is this. One last thing I'm gonna say before I move on this. If he goes, I do not want to see HBCU media slander him because because he did what he said he was going to do in a short amount of time. I don't want
Make
to see that.
recognition for them.
Exactly. And I would urge a lot of those kids to not leave if he leaves.
Oh, this is what he means.
Oh, wait, hold up. Dion, if he leaves Jackson State. Oh, see, I get what you're saying because you're trying to call him a fraud, but that's what a lot of people are going to call him. People are going to say, "Oh, he's a sellout. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that."
Especially the talk he's been given to HBCU fans.
Oh, wait. I keep forgetting you have control over this clicker too, especially the talk he's been giving to HBC. Yeah, I mean, look, that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, people are going to turn on him if he leaves. I can already see it now. Oh, was Dion just all for show, or was he being serious? That's what someone's article is going to say.
Sadly, that is what it's going to be.
And then you're going to have someone like who doesn't work for CNN anymore, like Mr. Roland, I Need Attention Martin, out here trying to say things like, "Oh, well, he's a sellout, he's an Uncle Tom," or something like that. I can foresee it already. I hope that's not the case, but I can foresee it. Like I said, I mean, I hope he stays. I hope he stays.
Hey, Flash, if you're watching the show right now, go tell the people in St. Leo to come and join the comment section.
Yes, please. Yes.
But yeah, what you're saying with like the comments, gonna be it's like how he's a sellout, this and that. I mean, you can't hold it to the man. The man got to take care of himself and his boys. Like he did what he gonna do. If he wins Celebration Bowl, he accomplished all he said he's gonna do in Jackson State. He won SWAC, won Celebration, top HBCU school, got College Game Day to get recognition. You got what's it called? Good Morning America at FAMU. No, you wasn't getting recognition with Dion building up the program. Then you got bigger talents coming in. You had Travis Hunter come. Even though if he does go Auburn, like solid 90% chance Travis Hunter follows him. That does not to say like if another school tries to not carbon copy the plan that Jackson State did when they brought in Dion, but do something similar where they bring in a guy with a high profile to come in and coach. Who's to say that can't work? And then you have continue a trend, and his legacy keeps on going on. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And plus, I mean, Dion left Jackson State in a better position than what he found it in. But I will say, just enjoy him while he's here now, because tomorrow is not promised. Now, he has said multiple times he's worried right now about Jackson State. So, that's all I'm going to say. Enjoy that.
This will be a bigger conversation to be had come January.
Yes.
January, February time.
Yes.
Not like, especially right now. I don't think he bolts for a job like Auburn, like at 8:15 on November 2nd. It'll be something that would happen, let's say, February 13th, 2023.
It'll be before A-Day. And before signing day. That's
I don't know what days those are, but February 13th, my bad.
A-Day is sometime in April. Signing day is, I believe, sometime in February. So we'll know before February.
February 13th is Monday. That's my bet.
Okay.
That'll probably be also Super Bowl the date right after the Super Bowl. So let me not say the 13th. I'll say the 20th.
Yeah. Now on to the other part of the business here. So FAMU basically dominated Arkansas Pine Bluff on homecoming. It was not that great of a showing. And then I will say this too. Auburn, Deion
Aflac would make him a ton of money.
Dude, oh my gosh, the Iron Bowl would be sponsored by Aflac. The Iron Bowl would be sponsored by Aflac at that point. I mean, hey, I'm all for it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if he's gonna leave yet or not. We'll see. But I will say, I listened to Willie Sitman's show a lot on Mondays, and of course Tuesday night because he took his kids trick or treating on Monday night. But the one takeaway I had from it was the fact that he talked about the armchair quarterbacks again. Ace, you ain't gonna believe who I was sitting around on homecoming with my family.
80.
No, not her. I had sat around a bunch of armchair quarterbacks, and my God,
Oh God.
I can see why Willie Simmons addresses that.
You gotta get over there. Come on, stop doing this over there. Come on.
God, I see why he addresses it in a lot of his post game interviews and a lot of his like talks and stuff, because it is a very real thing. I'm just like, my God, dude, like, can you just shut up? Stop being
The only thing I actually criticize is just have Alvin Kamara run a Texas route. That is the only thing I tell coaches to do, and they did it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I had much to do with it, but I like to say I did. But
My
that's
main
the
thing is
conversation
just-
for the NFL.
my main thing is look, just be more disciplined. That's my main thing. Just be more disciplined, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Hey, FAMU, the team looked better this week than they were previous weeks.
They
Well,
did.
not like this week, but Saturday.
It's the first 100-yard rusher in a game by A.J. Davis. Had 102 yards rushing, SWAC newcomer of the week. He had 201 yards rushing in the game in total.
Trying to figure out which one looks better. I think this one.
Wow. But
But yeah, for the 100-yard rusher, that's the main thing you need to see in a team is can they run the ball effectively? And you finally got that this week. That opens up the rest of the game, especially like the type of offense that they want to run with Musa. So
he used his legs more this weekend too. I was very happy to see that.
Yeah, that's a conversation I want to actually bring up in the NFL section. They made me think about.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, I mean, look, it's things like that where I'm like, Moose has got to
keep the chains moving. Got to keep the chains moving.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, I understand like the whole thing where you don't like your quarterbacks running because you don't like them to get hit, but all it takes is one good hit. Quarterbacks learn real quick that they need to slide when they need to slide. He needs to learn to take care of himself out there. There's a risk and a reward with it. Live by it and die by it. But
Justin
Moose is a smart quarterback. He knows when to slide. And he's done that so far. Now, the other thing with it too is one thing I will agree with the armchair quarterbacks that sat behind me is Manigo needs to learn to fight for more jump balls. There needs to be a better emphasis on executing plays when it comes to not having the little dumb mistakes like blocks in the back or holding. Because that game on homecoming should have easily been 38-0. Easily. If not for two touchdowns getting called back. I will say that much. Now, this is the next one for you. You already know
they got to be more motivated coming into this week. You know, they've been rocky the last couple of weeks. Hopefully they come in motivated and make it a good game for both sides. But if they don't come motivated and they just got their bad attitude type mojo going on, it's going to be a long day for them.
I'm going to break something down for you here. Because everybody's saying, Southern's the third best team in HBC football right now. Southern's wins are against Florida Memorial, who's not recognized by the NCAA, Arkansas Pine Bluff, who, as you already saw this past weekend, they're 2-3 ball club, or they were 2-3 ball club at the time. As it stands right now, Arkansas Pine Bluff is 2-6. 2-6, hasn't won a conference game yet. Southern's other win is in an emotionally charged game against Derek Dooley's old team, Prairie View. And then outside of that, they beat Virginia Lynchburg.
Never heard of them.
Again, look, that's 2 wins against teams that are not recognized by the NCAA. Another win against a team that's 2-6 right now that has not won a conference game. A really bad team. And then also against Prairie View, who they just played emotionally charged football against because that's Dooley's old team. So it rings the question of, Southern has beaten teams that are not good. They've been shut out by a bad Texas Southern team. So
no, we know how the Chiefs steamrolled them, but that was expected.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, this is a game where FAMU needs to start fast and hit Southern early and often. Don't give Southern a belief that they can play in this game. Well, they beat Alcorn also. Let's check that. I believe they did. They beat Alcorn? Let's see. I'm sorry for taking so long with this. Ugh. Oh yeah,
If
they
I
beat.
look it up,
Oh yeah, they did beat Alcorn. They also did.
oh, Alcorn has
Alcorn
been a
currently,
disappointment roller coaster.
Alcorn's also currently a 3-5 team that is sitting at 2-3 in the conference, near the bottom, just ahead of Arkansas Pine Bluff and Grambling in the West. Still, nobody impressive. Nobody that impressive. So I mean, it depends. Like I said, it depends what Southern team shows up. I don't know. I really don't know. I think if they show up to play like they did against Prairie View and Alcorn, it'll be a close competitive game. But if they show up as the same team that you know is not that good, the team that got shut up by Texas Southern, the team that is only good for beating up teams that are not recognized by the NCAA, then I think FAMU cruises to this easily. I think FAMU can still win this game because Willie Simmons expects to be selected for the FCS playoffs, although I think this is still the worst 9-2 team that is out right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
As of now, they looked a little bit better this past weekend, but as of right now, hard for me to kind of say they deserve to go. And I'm just going to give you the bold-faced truth. Now, with that, we can switch on over and switch gears and move on to the NFL. So tell me more about this running threat that you wish a certain quarterback would do.
No, well, okay, so there's two different quarterbacks that this conversation applies to. Number one, you couldn't see it in the first. How many games did he play to start the year? Three before he broke his back. No, he played one game. First game he broke his back. That's right. He broke his back in like the second or third quarter. Then he had a bad foot, bad ankle. But if you watched him last year with Sean, right? And let's talk about Jameis Winston now.
Mm-hmm.
What made him good last year was when the ball was like when the options weren't there, he wouldn't force the ball down the field. He would go and just take off and run for a bunch of yards.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw it against Tampa the game he tore his ACL. He was killing Tampa on the ground. And you never got to see it this year because he was hurt and he was moving like a penguin. And I still think he's partially hurt, but I don't know why the hell they signed Brett Hundley. I assume that's to play with Lamar Jackson on the scout team. Not entirely sure on that whole conversation standpoint, but it also applies to Justin Fields where you see him, he's trying to truck guys every other play and try to carry the Bears, even though the Bears are such a poverty team that are trying to kill him this year. Which I wouldn't be surprised if he gets hurt. You never want to wish a player getting hurt, but I will not be shocked. I say it's a solid 89% chance he gets hurt by the end of this year. Major, because that team is that bad on offense. He will try to do too much, and he will get himself hurt. And that sucks. And then they'll have a top pick, and they'll draft another quarterback, and he'll be freed.
Now, I will say, I'm very shocked at the fact that the Bears traded
for Claypool.
Well, not even that. I'm shocked that they shipped off Roquan Smith to Baltimore.
He wanted $20 million for a linebacker. That's a lot.
That is, but now I feel like he's gone to a much, 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 much better situation for himself.
I doubt Baltimore pays him. If Baltimore pays him before that contract gets done with number 8 in Baltimore,
there's a serious.
You got issues in Baltimore. You got major issues if that deal gets done before number 8.
After what I've seen from Lamar Jackson these past few years, Lamar Jackson needs to get paid every penny.
He needs a blank guaranteed check.
Yeah. So I mean,
but they're not doing it for some reason. I don't know why. They gave the nasty man $230 guaranteed, and they won't give him that.
He doesn't have an agent.
That doesn't even matter because agents don't make situations better all the time. Freddie Freeman. Almost said Freddie Stevenson. Not friend of the show, Freddie Stevenson. We're talking about Freddie Freeman. You saw what agent did to him.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner has made a ton of money on his own. as his own agent. It's not like it's impossible for him to do it. I think it's more Baltimore just putting their foot in the ground, not wanting to give him it.
I agree.
Which, if they don't pay him, they only have one franchise tag. And if the contract gets done with Roquan before it does with Lamar,
There's a
I
serious
know a couple of teams that might go give a house for him.
now.
Because
see,
I do believe he'll request a trade this offseason if he doesn't get paid.
I'm gonna roll out this number for you: 450 million over 10 years. That is the Patrick Mahomes contract.
But it's not fully guaranteed though. It's like 250 if it's guaranteed.
Yeah,
The
When
deal
you-
with Lamar is the guaranteed money. He wants fully guaranteed,
So how much?
like Deshaun did.
How much would you say How much would you say of the guarantee is he?
240. I think he's better than Deshaun.
I feel that. I feel that.
235, 240, same 5 years or whatever. That's what it needs to be, but it won't be. And number one in Chicago, if he got into a better situation with a decent head coach, he would be better than Lamar. He's got the legs of Lamar, and a better arm than Lamar, but he don't have a coach to put him in the situation that Lamar is in. And if you're a team, right, you're gonna know guaranteed money. So if Chicago bottoms out, right, there's gonna be a lot of teams with the decision of, all right, well, we're not gonna be in a position to grab the top three quarterbacks between Bryce, CJ, and Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is legit gonna go number one at this rate.
Yes.
If he wins the national championship, Hendon Hooker will go number one, Bryce Young 2, and CJ Stroud 3, depending on the teams and quarterback situation.
He's gonna win the Heisman too.
Oh, he'll win the Heisman, no doubt. If he beats Georgia, I think he wins Heisman guaranteed.
Yep.
If Hendon Hooker wins this week, he wins Heisman. And he's already going to be a top 10 pick. So you have that whole thing. But then you're like, okay, we're going to miss out on this. And there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, right? You're going to have that decision of a $240 million guaranteed for a proven commodity and Lamar Jackson, who immediately puts you into Super Bowl contention.
Mhm.
Or if your team that's like, okay, well, we don't have the draft assets to give Baltimore the 3 first-round picks that would take to get him. Watch, would he even go for 3? I don't even know if he might go for 3 though, because Deshaun had the guaranteed the whole contract length already, which is why he had all that draft capital to go to Houston to get him.
Deshaun Watson's contract is a fully guaranteed 5-year, $230 million contract.
Yeah, but he had signed that rookie extension deal, and then he asked for the trade, and that whole thing came out.
Right.
So he had already had years on his contract. It's not like a 1-year thing where you have to sign the extension with Lamar. So there's also that part. But if you don't have the draft assets to get Lamar at that 230, then you're like, if Chicago gets top 3 and they take one of those 3 guys I just mentioned, you're like, you got a not elite proven commodity that you have in Lamar, but if you have a good setup coaching staff and foundation, you're like, you get the guy right here compared to the guy right here, and hope the guy can get up to here. That's a situation teams need to look at. But if you're a team, say, God, who would it be? Hell, I don't know about Tampa with that whole Brady situation. I really wouldn't want to see Lamar in Tampa. I know you would. Tampa has the thing where they can make it work. You see a team like Tampa who's like, you get Lamar, we're back into this thing already, even though Tampa's offensive line needs to be dealt with before they even look at a quarterback. You're like, okay, makes sense.
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, you wouldn't go after Lamar because I think Aaron Rodgers is gone in Green Bay this year.
Lamar in Green Bay. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I don't think he'll be Green Bay, but I'm trying to think of a team that would go after him. Tua, I think, has secured his spot in Miami.
He has.
It's hard. I know there's teams I need it, but it's not coming to my mind because I know teams like Houston, Detroit, and Chicago are going to probably be the top 3 teams picking this year. And they're all taking those 3 quarterbacks that I earlier mentioned.
I could
So
see.
you're then like, if Kirk Cousins chokes this year, think about this one, right? Minnesota loaded up. Minnesota brought in TJ Hawkinson, right?
Yeah.
You're like, Kirk Cousins, if he ends up on a primetime playoff game, and he wets the bed brutally.
I love how you said Schwetz.
You know what I meant, but then I stopped myself mid-sentence.
I know what you meant. Go ahead.
You guys get it, but I'm saying it's like if he does that, Minnesota's got the draft assets. They have all their first round picks. They got the cap space.
Yeah.
Lamar, Minnesota is a possibility.
Ooh, rewinded the Dante Culpepper days, but 10 times better.
Mm-hmm. Team Matthew Stafford's gonna bottom out this year. Teams like the Rams would easily go give that up for him.
Wait, did you see about what Sean McVay said about that?
He said if Donald Ramsey, who was it? Donald Ramsey and
He said,
Cup. I'm not
Donald
even including
Ramsey,
Stafford. If the core
Cup,
leave,
Stafford. He said if they all split, yeah, he's gonna retire. Or if they just retire, he's done.
but Ramsey and Cup are gonna be there for years.
Exactly.
It's the thing with Donald. I don't know how long Donald goes. I think Donald might be done after this year or next year.
I think so too. I don't think because the Rams aren't. I'm gonna be honest. The Rams aren't winning a Super Bowl again. I don't think that they're not.
That team's got too many issues, and they can't even figure out how to handle their running back.
Exactly.
Their best running back, they don't have a whole thing with him.
But
But I'm like,
answer.
the Rams, they could go after him. Seattle, I keep an eye, but Gino looks like an MVP somehow, some way.
Because he fits the system.
That is true.
Carroll has learned to make it work with what he has with Gino. Now, can Gino do it consistent years is the thing.
That is true. But then you have that. You have the 49ers who don't own a first-round pick. I would say would love to have a Lamar Jackson, but they don't have the picks.
49ers are going to wait to see what Trey Lance looks like after that ACL.
You mean the ankle?
Or the ankle, yeah.
Yeah. Who else am I? Tennessee. Tennessee can make a run at Lamar.
They got what's his name?
They got Malik Willis, but Malik Willis threw the ball 10 times. He's gonna need more development.
Exactly, and I think that Mike Vrabel will. He's
Tennessee got a new stadium coming 2 and 4 years, so they better hope Malik is the franchise guy to keep the seats filled.
I actually love Titans' original stadium, but I guess it's been around since the 90s, so.
Who am I forgetting? New Orleans will go after him, but I don't know how New Orleans makes that cap situation work. Carolina's probably going to be a team drafting one, or they go after Will Anderson and they see what Matt Corral's got.
They got Matt Corral. They're going to give Matt Corral a chance. They got to give Matt Corral a chance. And then, I mean, you've also got with the Saints. I don't see the Saints throwing that much money.
Well, they won after the Nasty Man, so who knows?
But I mean, the thing is, you got to also be able to keep all those assets happy too.
The contracts.
So I don't know.
I don't know how the contract. That's why I say if you're a team who's in financial issues, you go after Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields, I could see.
I need Justin in that situation over that, like we said 2 weeks ago. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna rephrase myself on that, but you get the point of there are teams out there who would gladly go give up a house for Lamar Jackson, and there are teams that would want to go after Lamar but can't, and they'll go after Lamar Light. So let's talk about these trades. We've been on this topic for a while.
Dude, I'm surprised Bradley Chubb is in Miami. I'm also surprised Calvin Ridley's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 teams in Florida are going to be feared for the next 4 years.
Well,
the other team in Florida, I don't fear for the next 4 years at all.
Jacksonville needs to get their act together before anybody talks about fear.
Jacksonville needs to get a center. Jacksonville needs a center.
They need a center.
They need a guy to help Trevor Lawrence.
He's
getting beat up.
They need to build a defense. They need better.
Well, actually, the thing with Jacksonville is, if you look at their numbers, for some reason, whoever's the number 1 wide receiver playing the Jaguars gets relatively kept in check. I don't know why or how. Because Shaq Griffin's on IR, so it's not him who's doing it. But for some reason, that number 1 corner is getting shut out, and the other 2 guys are feasting on them.
Because they probably blanket the coverage and roll it towards that wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever that is in that defensive meeting room is saying, you know what, we're going to
let anybody beat us but him.
Exactly. So again, you need really 3 good defensive backs and like maybe one star safety, one enforcer at safety. And they got and that linebacking core for Jacksonville, in my opinion, is not what it was when Telvin Smith and
Miles Jack.
yeah,
Hey,
Miles,
Devin Lloyd is pretty good though.
he's good, but he needs someone. Him and
You need a running mate.
him and Chason need running mates. They do, and they need an enforcer on that defensive front, on that D line.
Well, Josh Allen is Josh Allen, but that's the only guy on that defensive line.
They need a big boy in the middle, is what I'm getting at. They had
How many
Calais
picks? I need to look up how many picks Jacksonville has this year because they got some issues. They have the talent, but they need a couple of more pieces. You know what I mean? Like you need probably a corner. You need one of each at every position.
One top.
You got one. You just need another. But with that, you gotta talk about like the Dolphins. Dolphins gonna make a run at it. Dolphins are the whole thing with Tua can't throw it deep. I think he blew that out of the water this year already. And you're like, hey, they got a squad over there. They turned Laramie Tunsil into Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, and Jalen Waddle.
Jeez, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
He's actually pretty good in Houston, but that trade what Houston made to get Laramie Tunsil, that built the Dolphins.
And look, I like Miami to give Buffalo a challenge. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard when they go back, when they meet up again up in Buffalo in December.
They have one of each in the first round, 2 fourth rounds,
Who?
fifth,
Who?
the Jags, and
So
a
you said-
seventh.
She said one in the first.
1 second, 1 third, 2 fourths, a fifth, and a seventh.
They could do some work with that.
Yep.
The first thing I would address though is definitely defensive front. I would get a big time interior defensive lineman.
I'd say like if there was a Tyler Linderbaum type center in this class, I would have said go him first round, but they don't have one of those this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, I go get myself that big boy from Georgia.
There you go. There you go.
What's his name? Lorenzo Carter?
I think Lorenzo Carter came out a while ago.
Oh. Let me look up Georgia DT then. I'm forgetting what his name is.
I mean, really, you can't go wrong.
Jalen Carter. Is that it?
There you go. Jalen Carter.
Is it Jalen Carter?
Yes, it is.
See, I knew it was someone Jay Carter. I knew it was a Carter. I got the wrong Carter. My bad. But you're like,
Yep. That's
Jags. The Jags building a squad. The Dolphins built the squad. Tampa's running in the excrement pile right now. They can't figure out what the hell they're doing.
I'm so curious as to how they're going to do this with no Shaq Barrett on the pass rush. That offense, man. I have so many questions right now, dude.
Let it out. Safe space. Let's hear it.
I mean, I liked what Warren Sapp said, to be honest with you. I enjoyed
why needs to be better.
What he said about I would take the C off of his chest. Yes, I completely agree.
Devin White's only relevant play in the last 2 years is pulling a guy on the horse collar and taking out his knee.
Now, the other thing too is, did you see what happened when the media was allowed in the locker room today?
No, I did not. What happened?
So the media wanted to talk it was an open mic for everybody. They went to go talk to Devin White. Devin White said no comment. He was completely silent.
Trade request coming? Did he sign an extension?
He's still in his rookie deal.
Trade request coming.
Now, he hasn't requested a trade because isn't the trade?
No, he won't when the rookie contract comes up due. Because I believe he still has a 5th-year option.
Because the thing is he's been ripped a new one by Todd Bowles, Warren Sapp. Todd Bowles specifically said in his interview after the Pittsburgh game that a lot of guys are living off the luxury of having won a Super Bowl. Devin White is one of the guys he's talking about.
Someone asked me last week what I thought was wrong with the Bucks, and I'm gonna say it here. The same thing I told them. I said they have the whole thing. Tom Brady missed training camp for the most part. He took that time off in August, missed the preseason. Then he had the whole off-field thing. Then you have Chris Godwin beefing with Leonard Fournette after Mike Evans fought Marshawn Lattimore on the plane ride home. Godwin, Fournette, and White beefed big time on that, and it got caught on camera. Then you have Brady's marriage thing going to hell. Then he's not practicing the week of the Steelers game because he went to Robert Kraft's wedding. Then he didn't fly with the team the Saturday that came. Then he's yelling out his teammates for not playing well against Pittsburgh.
He practiced. He wasn't there Friday. And he missed the walkthrough.
Okay, so missed the walkthrough and everything. But then he goes and he calls out his teammate, yelling at his teammates on Sunday, like if they're not there every day, and he's going to do whatever he has to do. At 45, it's understandable. You got other things you got to take care of. But you got to be holding everyone accountable and not just them and not yourself. Then the defense is just a walking lazy butt. The defense is like, we're going to take some plays off. Carlton Davis is living in holding a one-legged Michael Thomas with no catches in the playoffs. Sean Murphy bunting's like, hey, we're still good, guys. Yeah, no, you're not.
He's injured.
Jamel Dean is the only good corner on the Bucks right now. Let's be real. Jamel Dean is the only corner playing good. And Antoine Winfield. And Antoine Winfield has a couple bad plays here and there. Mike Edwards still thinks he's still good after the Jameis pick 6. And he just like, we're good. We're gonna just chill around.
There are certain aspects that I think that are definitely missing, because I thought that they should have extended Jordan Whitehead, but I think
they're missing Whitehead bad. Have you seen the New York Jets play? Their defense is like top 10 right now.
Yeah, I know. See, my thing is,
it's not just Whitehead, but to play a Sauce and God, I'm forgetting his name. It's like DJ White. No. He came from Seattle. The guy who came over from Seattle over to New York.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking about? There's a guy who came over from Seattle. I gotta look it up now, but
yeah,
what I'm saying is like Jordan Whitehead is that veteran guy now who's know how to win, who's teaching the rest of the guys. That's what we gotta do, guys.
Yeah. No, I felt like he should have been paid. I think Bruce Arians was messing with him and holding him back, because honestly, he voiced his frustrations after the NFC divisional round against the Rams, and Jordan Whitehead was saying
DJ Reed. That's one thing.
Okay, yeah, that's the guy. But yeah, Jordan Whitehead was saying like he should have been on the field for that play where Cooper Kupp caught it deep, because he said if he'd have been on the field, that would have never happened.
Who did he burn? Mike Edwards or Antoine?
He burned Winfield.
So it wasn't okay. Winfield, yeah.
Because that's where Jordan Whitehead was saying he should have been on the field for that, but he was on the sideline. Like I said, dude, they fumbled the bag. Bruce Arians fumbled the bag with that one.
Okay, it's not like Jordan Whitehead this year. He's got 42 tackles, 4 passes defended, no sacks, no forced fumbles, and no picks. But he's not getting gassed.
He's going to get himself a pick here soon.
Because against the A's, actually, he does have a pick. Or that career.
He has a pick. He got one in Tampa.
No, this year. Regular season, 1 pick. Yeah, 42 total tackles, 25 solos, 17 assists, 1 pick, 4 pass deflected. So, yeah. He's not like he's playing bad. How many picks Antoine Winfield got? Nah, I'm looking this up. I'm going to break down the Bucs safeties because they had the same issue the other NFC South team. This is why I was kind of upset with the NFC South. You are the worst team in the NFC and in the NFL entirety, and you didn't either sell to get picks to rebuild your teams, and you didn't buy guys to get your teams better. You just said, "All right, we're calling it a wash on the year, essentially, and we're just rolled. We have an end in mediocrity."
Yeah, the thing is someone from this division has to go to the playoffs.
It's gonna be like how Washington ended up playing Tampa that one year because it won the division.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like that.
It's insane. I'm just.
All right. Winfield's got 39 tackles, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, 2 pass defended, and 1 pick.
Interesting.
But not the point.
The other thing too that's interesting here is the fact that the Giants GM said he was open to talking to Odell Beckham.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, some people are saying Odell Beckham's debating right now between the
Bills and
Giants
Cowboys.
and the Giants and the Bills.
They said the Cowboys coming. I don't know about that though.
I wouldn't go to Dallas.
I
sorry.
wouldn't go to Dallas. If he goes to Dallas, I'd feel terrible for CeeDee Lamb because Dak already ignores him enough.
Dak's just
Like, imagine being the top receiver on that team by a mile, who's open 90% of the time, and your quarterback throws it to the tight ends 20 times a game.
And here's my thing too. Jerry Jones drafted CeeDee Lamb as the wide receiver number 1, but he's bringing in wide receiver number 1s to help this offense fluctuate. What happened to the belief in your guy?
It's not even that. Jerry Jones drafted him to be the 1, but they don't play him. Mike McCarthy refuses to let him play outside the slot. Is what he was meant to do, and what he was killing people in Oklahoma at.
I'm telling you, the Saints are gonna get a first round pick for Sean Payton.
Oh no! If you saw, if Bradley Chubb went for a first, imagine how much Bradley Chubb, who's had significant injuries in his career. Imagine what a head coach goes for nowadays in this inflation market.
Let's see. John Gruden went for a first,
2 firsts in 2002,
2 firsts in 2 seconds,
and 02. And nowadays, coaches are hard to come by. We see it these days. Nathaniel Hackett, Brandon Staley, Dan Todd Bowles.
Now the other thing too is Oakland didn't do anything with those either, which is insane. Will the Saints do something with that? We'll see. So
I think if the picks that they get for Sean Payton, they're gonna keep 1 and trade the rest. Is what I think is what's gonna happen. I think one of the first is guaranteed getting traded to go get a quarterback, unless Hendon Hooker somehow falls whatever the pick they have.
Whatever pick the Cowboys have.
No, well, that's to say if I think he's probably gonna end up. I think he wants to go to LA or Dallas with the Chargers, because the Chargers, Keenan Allen is not healthy. Mike Williams is out for over a month.
Oh, you're saying Sean Payton wants to go there? Okay.
Yeah, Sean Payton. I'm saying he's gonna end up in either.
I could see.
I wouldn't touch the 49ers first round pick because it's gonna be probably a 20s pick. But the Chargers first round and the Cowboys first rounds might be a little more appealing.
I could see Sean Payton with Justin Herbert, and I could see that really working.
He was watching Herbert in the Broncos Chargers Monday night game the other week.
Mm-hmm. I could see that working out very well for Justin Herbert and his development. You think like Justin Herbert, if Justin Herbert could really tap into his potential, he reminds me of a very young Dan Marino.
I don't know what Justin Herbert reminds me of, because he's like a tank who's got a cannon, but he's accurate.
Dan Marino.
Well, I didn't watch Dan Marino, so I don't know what the hell Dan Marino looked like.
So when we finish,
I have to go watch Dan Marino highlights. Yeah, that's what you'll see.
Exactly.
I'm lazy.
No, you're not lazy. You're not lazy.
All right. With that being said,
go ahead.
Us move on over.
Exactly. He read my mind. So the SEC West is on, not West. Well, West is too, essentially. But the SEC East is line this weekend between Tennessee and Georgia.
I think we mentioned this in the NFL portion. I said if Hendon Hooker wins, he is guaranteed to Heisman, no matter whatever the hell CJ Stroud does. He is a top 5 pick lock, no matter if he doesn't win the national championship. And Tennessee is guaranteed the top spot, no, even if they lose the SEC championship. I think if they beat Georgia, but they lose to Alabama in the SEC championship,
Tennessee
I
and
still
Alabama
think
get in.
I think it'll be 1-2 Tennessee Alabama. Even though Alabama won the championship game, because Tennessee beat them and also Georgia, strength of schedule would say Tennessee would be ranked number 1 still. Well, unless Ohio State goes undefeated, then Ohio State would go 1, Georgia 2, Alabama 3. Either TCU, if TCU wins out, is it TCU or Kansas State?
TCU.
If TCU wins out or Clemson wins out, they will be 4.
I could see my thing. The problem I have with the Big 12 is TCU loses
No, wait.
when they're not supposed to lose late in the season.
Wait, if that happens, then Georgia will get left out, which it would depend on if Georgia has that one loss compared to, let's say, undefeated Clemson, TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have those two undefeated teams or Georgia
Right.
with the one loss?
Yeah.
That would be the question to be had.
I can be honest with you. I'm banking on the fact that I think I'm banking on the fact that I think TCU will lose again. Or I'm pretty sure they have one loss already. So yeah, I think TCU will lose again at some point. They always do that. Oklahoma State essentially is basically destined for what are the playoff destinations this year?
Oklahoma State is done.
Yeah, what are the playoff destinations this year?
I have no idea.
Is it the Rose Bowl? No, because last year it was Miami and
TCU is undefeated.
it was Miami,
Colorado, Tarleton State.
This year's the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl this year. So, yeah, I don't think.
Okay, so TCU's beating Colorado, Tarleton State, wherever the hell that is, SMU, number 18 Oklahoma, 19 Kansas, 8 Oklahoma State, 17 Kansas State, and West Virginia.
And they lost one, right?
Nope.
Oh no,
undefeated. Kansas State is who you're thinking of.
Okay, yeah. See, when does TCU play Kansas State? Or they already
Give me a second. I got to pull back up. Give me a
they already
second.
played them, I think.
They already beat Kansas State.
They beat them
2 weeks ago. What's remaining for TCU is Texas Tech, Texas, Baylor, Iowa State, and the Big 12 championship. So you have that, but then you also have.
They'll probably end up losing 2 of those games. Honestly,
I wouldn't be shocked if Texas beats them out of nowhere.
Exactly, it wouldn't surprise me either. Now for the Big
Clemson's got Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, and South Carolina.
I see Notre Dame trip to South Bend being an upset alert.
I would have them on upset, but it depends on which DJ shows up.
I agree. Miami, they can beat Miami. South Carolina.
Louisville, I think they can handle Louisville, and I don't think Spencer Rattler is going to survive the defense.
South Carolina is going to put up a fight, but South Carolina is not beating them. South Carolina is still probably 2 or 3 more years away.
So that then comes down to if you would have some hypothetical, if assuming Ohio State wins out, Tennessee loses to Georgia, but Georgia loses to Alabama in the championship, then you would have 3 one-loss SEC teams. You'd have Ohio State undefeated.
Now,
and then you'd have
one
loss
Michigan.
Then Ohio State gave me some confidence that they beat Michigan because they got put into a dogfight with Penn State, but then they figured out they had to put on the Jets and win a close game, which is what you want to see from teams when you want to see if they would go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. Okay, so that's a positive with Ohio State and gives me some confidence that they can handle Michigan. So,
I don't know, dude.
I want to see if Michigan can handle Marvin Harrison Jr.
Hey, look, we gonna see. I don't know, man. Michigan, that's not to be slept on. That because anything can happen in a rivalry game. The thing I got going for Ohio State right now is the fact that it is in Columbus and the fact that they are not satisfied with the fact that they let one slip against Michigan. So that's going to be tough at the end. It's going to be a lot.
That is November 26th, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, see, November 26th, 1 o'clock, the game. Oh, yeah. By the way, also, too, couple things. Florida State and Miami in prime time this weekend.
We said this last night. FSU's going to thump them.
Yeah, Florida State, I believe, is favored by 17.5 points, I believe it was.
I got to look that now.
Florida State's favored by, let's see, Florida State is favored by 7.5 this weekend.
Yep.
And
with
then
52% on Miami. 52% of the bets are on Miami.
And then at the same time, too, Florida State's also favored by 4.5 against Florida.
I think, I would want to say Florida State comes out and just handles Florida, but Florida's been putting up fights when they need to, and then they get to not putting up fights when they.
Thankfully for Florida State, that game is in Tallahassee this year. Florida State, I think, can go down to Miami and win this year too. This is going to be Mike Norvell's first trip to Miami because he didn't coach in the 2020 game because he had COVID. So, and also too, the Marching Chiefs aren't going. By the way, normally make the trip. They aren't going this year. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, and I'll say this about Florida State and Miami. I know you might be too young to remember it, but folks don't realize like how big of a game this used to be and how much used to ride on this game. Like this game,
the ACC was competitive.
Not even when it was the ACC. We're talking like back when Florida State was an independent and Miami was in the Big East, or when Florida State was in the ACC and when Miami was in the Big East. Like this is
to bring back the Big East.
This is before they became conference mates. Like Florida, like Miami, we would put this game at noon on purpose, just for the heat index.
I'm not surprised.
Because they wanted Florida State to feel it. I don't think Alabama's all that good this year. Go ahead, Ace. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
I was gonna let the gentleman go first.
Oh no, I mean I was gonna say I said you, but I mean
I saw a healthy Bryce Young handle Mississippi State with only 6 incompletions.
I'll say this with this. The smart teams, and I say this all the time about FAMU, the smart teams tend to win on Saturday. The teams that are consistently there in the end, that can make that last play, make that hard catch, give that extra inch, are typically the teams that tend to win on Saturday. Alabama is that. Alabama may not have, so to say, the ability to handle everybody, but they make the plays at the end when they need to make the plays. And for the Texas A&M game, Alabama made the plays. Jimbo had a bad play call. He made a very horrible play call.
Yep. We had a nice discussion on that.
Yeah, and then you got to think about the Texas game. Texas asked for a 12 o'clock kickoff against Alabama. And then on top of that, factor in Texas played way, 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 way over their heads against Alabama. Let Texas do that when they go to Tuscaloosa. I believe that's next year. I guarantee you, Texas ain't going to put up the same fight that they put up this past year when they go to Tuscaloosa. They will not.
Well, I think Jalen Milroe will be playing that game next year because it's safe to say Bryce Young's leaving this year.
Yeah, he is. And then the other thing, too, is give Alabama time. They're going to develop somebody. So, like Alabama will be ready. A lot of those guys.
And Alabama was a Jahmyr Gibbs drop away from beating Tennessee.
There you go.
I mean, the games are close. It's just you can't win every close game. So
yeah, you can't. I'm just saying.
I don't think they're gonna win it this year. Oh, win it this year. I don't have.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win it this year.
I wouldn't say with conviction that they would win this year. I'm just saying, like against LSU, I expect them to beat them.
Yeah, but it'll probably be close. But again,
Yeah, LSU will hang around because for some reason Jaden Daniels is like I said, Nordstrom version of Anthony Richardson.
now the thing with that is I'm not going to count Alabama out because Alabama could definitely be a different team come the SEC championship when they see Tennessee again. But at the same time, too, I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama clinched the West and they lost the SEC championship. It might just be one of those years where Alabama just doesn't get in. It might be.
This is just a year where you've gotten spoiled with Alabama for the last I want to say 5 years if I'm going back right. Who was the first one who came out since 3 years? We've been spoiled for the last 3 years when Ruggs and Judy came out.
Yeah.
So it'd take 3 more years. So 6 years. You've been spoiled with Alabama receivers for 6 years. You've had OE talent coming out with those guys, just wrecking college football since with Judy Ruggs, and then you had Smith and Waddle, then Jameson and Mechie for the next 2 after that, where you had consistent OE play. Where this year you're like, what? They're not exactly. They're good, but they're not to that level of good.
It's been a slight drop off, and guys, those guys are still maturing into what they can be. They've been thrown into the fire very early, and I think over time they've been spoiled with. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody's been spoiled with Alabama since 2009. They had one lackadaisical year in 2011, and then LSU came along in 2019 and derailed it, and then Auburn basically knocked them out of it. This feels like one of those years, like 2019, honestly, if you ask me, where I feel like you could see Alabama lose 2 and not end up in the playoff.
All right, like if you look at the game against Tennessee, right, the leading receiver for Alabama was Latu, the tight end. Ja'Cory Brooks was your second receiving leader with 6 for 79. I don't even think there was a single game outside of the game against Sauce Gardner where Jameson Williams had under 50 yards. So it's just like to Ashton's point, like Alabama's not all that this year. It's just the talent level is just a decrease.
Yeah.
But watch next year, they'll just pull in a 5-star freshman receiver who just comes out and just does random nonsense.
Or they'll get
I'm sure they redshirted someone that I'm not remembering. That's just like, oh yeah, you're just gonna destroy everybody next year.
Look, they got recruits. They're gonna find someone in the portal, likely, like they found Jahmyr Gibbs.
And they were in on Addison too this year. Let's not forget about that. Addison to Alabama this year was a possibility. He just chose Lincoln Riley.
Yes.
Saying that out loud sounds weird. Choosing Lincoln Riley over Nick Saban, but
look, people want to go out to California, dude.
Yeah, the Cali people are so much better than Alabama people. Let's be real. When I say people, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I know.
All right.
Jeez.
But with that,
I love how you beat me to it. So as this actually happens, Game 4 is actually being played right now on Fox. I don't know why. I just went to TBS to try to find it. But Game 4 is being played right now.
It's 0-0 though. It's on Fox.
0-0, bottom of the third. My thing is, the Phillies did what they did to the Astros last night, and Lance McCullers. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I got tickets for the Florida Classic game unless y'all want to sell the beat. Oh, yeah, I already got mine. I got mine on homecoming.
I don't even think I'll be around in Florida that weekend.
Yeah, dude, it's
That's the 19th.
If you haven't, this is actually worthy of hot topics right here. If you haven't looked at it yet, folks, you might want to go get your Florida Classic tickets because outside of end zone seats and one little small section on FAMU sideline, those tickets are basically gone.
And we know it's not but them Cookman fans who are taking those seats.
Dude, I urge you to go to Ticketmaster right now. Go to the Ticketmaster app right now. Type in Florida Classic tickets and look at the seating chart and look at both sidelines. It is night and day. Like you would think. I'm honestly of the impression right now.
One moment, please. It's nice and slow loading.
I'm of the impression I don't think there's any Bethune fans going to this game this year. The Battle of the Bands is nearly sold out.
Wow.
It is night.
Right.
Hold it up on screen. Hold it up.
Give me a second. I'm trying to drop it so I'll make it bigger.
Yes, it is bad. Like there's like damn near no.
Like I said, I don't think there's many Bethune-Cookman fans going to this game.
Dude, it's a shame. Like it's bad. Like I've never seen.
Let's see how much is a front row seat on the Bethune-Cookman side.
It's like $25, $50.
$70 to get like the very front.
There's a couple.
And some end zone seats are $40 on the FAMU side.
You see, you know what? You and your brother, you and Flash might as well just buy some tickets and make the trip down.
Yeah, if only the Magic were playing, I would have gone to the Magic game right after.
I think, did the Magic play?
No, they have the Magic on the road because they know Orlando will be busy with the Florida Classic.
Yeah, because I know they're not. The Magic won't be at home Friday night because that's the Battle of the Bands. But yeah, dude, that's
no. They sent them on the road. The NBA sent them on the road so the
Perfect.
city can handle it
purposely. My thing is, I remember a few years ago, the Florida Classic was played at like 2:30. The Magic played at 7, and then the UCF game against Cincinnati, where game day was there one year, started at 8. That was the busiest I'd ever seen Orlando for that weekend. That was insane.
And I'm sure we had all the people for Disney and Universal.
Of course.
So you had those usuals, and then you had all the extras.
My thing is,
probably couldn't get a hotel at all.
Thankfully, I did in advance. Thankfully, Orlando is not like Tallahassee, where you got to rush to find a hotel here or there because it's such a limited space. In Orlando, you have a wide variety of hotels you can choose from with good rates because there are theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, dude, yeah, it's going to be.
Speaking of Orlando, they have Markelle Fultz is out of a boot.
Really?
They desperately need him.
They do.
I was watching the game against Oklahoma City last night, and you're like, I'm sure it's the common trend with that team this year is they keep it competitive up until the fourth quarter, and if they're winning in the fourth quarter, and it's not like a 20-point blowout, they're like, oh, sorry guys, Victor. He gets a phone call and says Victor on it.
Mm-hmm.
The team just starts tanking. They stop trying, and it's so blatantly obvious they're tanking. It's like why? Because the mistakes and things that they're doing are like, the NBA came out right and they said they don't want to allow tanking. So you're like, okay, well, we're gonna keep the games close for 3 quarters, and in the fourth quarter, we're gonna tank by playing a bunch of forwards at point guard.
So let's go ahead and look at this right now. As it stands right now, the Magic are not playing tonight. But if you look at the standings, the Magic are actually last place in the East.
The NBA. No, they're last in the NBA, 1-7.
Well, they're down.
They have a 7-game homestand.
The Rockets are the Rockets are bad too.
Well, we know that. It's going to be a 2-man race for that. Except the Rockets are getting mad with Jabari Smith bad.
Mm-hmm.
But a team that we were mentioning last night, the Miami Heat, man. The Magic are 1-7 with the Rockets, both at 1-7. The Miami Heat are 3-5. Miami Heat have been playing like absolute dog crap.
And you say that, and I say this: you got to take some and give some with these NBA early season records. Some of it is just relax. Don't overthink.
No, Kyle Lowry hasn't been good.
I say relax. It's a long season. The Magic.
Wait, no. It said there was a comment, but there was no new comment.
No. But yeah, no, relax. It's early. It's still early. But now I'm going to say this. Right
Another
here.
hot topic thing before we get into Thanksgiving's like 2 weeks away, man.
You know what? It's never too early to talk about your favorite dish.
Well, I was gonna say Kyrie and the Nets are gonna donate $500,000 each to causes and organizations that eradicate hate and intolerance for anti-Semitism. So yeah, I mean $500K for Kyrie's like pocket change, but like still,
True.
at least he's not getting completely canceled like some other people out there.
Now, see, I still need to ask you this right here, though.
Favorite Thanksgiving dish? Okay. That's a good question. Can I just say the plate?
Yeah, just say what you gonna put on the plate. What you gonna put on the plate? Just say that.
All right. I was gonna just say the plate straight out, man. Like everything on the plate. I don't remember what the hell's on the plate.
You don't remember what's on the plate, but you
I
just
know my smoked turkey, my macaroni. What else? You got the rolls. You got the pie, but that's later on.
Rolls.
Like the usual rolls, like the dinner rolls.
Okay, so a bread roll. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
red rolls.
Got it.
Mashed potatoes.
You eat mashed potatoes?
I make it.
Oh, you make it? Oh!
I'm a fancy soul. What do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna have to cut this up right here. I'm gonna have to share this with. I'm gonna have to share this with a few ladies. I'm like, he know how to cook now. Let us know what time you cooking so we can be over there. Are you cooking? Will it be done? Will it be done at the end of the Lions game, or will it be done at the end of the Cowboys game?
Probably third quarter of the Lions game.
Okay, that sounds good enough. So that's like 4:00. That sounds legit.
Actually, no. If it's third quarter to 4:00, then probably halftime.
Okay, so almost 4:00. So you about ready about 2:00.
Anytime between 3 and 4.
Okay, makes sense. Now for me, what I put on the plate is the mac and cheese, the greens, the cornbread.
But yeah, the greens. I forgot to say it.
Definitely the cornbread. And then I get the Popeyes turkey.
A good cornbread.
I get the Popeyes turkey, but instead of putting it in the oven, I take it outside and I smoke it on the grill for about 2 hours. But at the same time, too, before I take it out there, I take the Zatarain's crab boil juice. I pour that on the turkey, and I pour it inside the turkey. And then I'm also seasoning the turkey again with Old Bay. So it's got like a seafood vibe to it.
But why would you want seafood on a turkey?
Dude, look, don't knock it till you try it.
I won't knock it, but I'm like, seafood on a turkey.
Not seafood, just a seafood seasoning.
But Old Bay pretty solid though. Can't complain with Old Bay. Old Bay gotta make everything decent when it comes to food.
I'm telling you, try it.
Nah, what you gotta do is when you make a fish, right? You gotta put it on the coals, but you need some salt butter, some Old Bay, and some cilantro.
Yes. Exactly.
But that's not for Thanksgiving. Got me off topic. You got me talking about Old Bay now. But back onto the tracks now. For the turkey, you gotta go Cajun butter.
Oh yeah, I use that too.
Now that you said Old Bay, I'm actually starting to think, do we actually put Old Bay? I think it is.
That Zatarain's crab stuff though. You gotta use.
Nah, but we do the Cajun butter. Cajun butter, inject it in.
Yes.
Smoke it for like from 8 o'clock to like 3.
Yeah. See, that's how you do it, dude. Like
we'll talk more about that when it comes closer to Thanksgiving, man. We'll talk about it for the Thanksgiving Eve episode.
And then of course the pie.
Oh yes.
The pie is the icing on the cake.
And the cake. I bake my cake.
But let's go ahead and dive into this, fantasy stardom or sit 'em for this week. So here we go. As it comes up.
Yeah, your boy sitting number 1 in the fantasy football league, penalty talk league.
Wow.
Thoroughly thrashing the number 2 seed.
Start Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, why is Justin?
If you say another Justin, I'm about to say, just start anybody with the name
Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Tua, and Aaron Rodgers this weekend.
Well, Detroit's secondary is garbage. So if Lazard plays, I'd say start Rodgers. If not, I'd hold off on it.
Mm-hmm. I can see why they say start Tua. Start Tua against a bad Bears secondary. Start Justin Herbert against a bad Falcons secondary. Start Justin Fields against the Dolphins secondary. I don't know about that. I think this is because I guess they're hoping Claypool plays this week. And then Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's going to carve up the Lions. So Aaron Rodgers is going to get his first win. They're saying sit Matthew Stafford against the Bucs defense, sit Jared Goff against the Packers defense.
They say that, but when you think about it, the only guys who are going to give him trouble is probably. Wait, how many sacks Tryon Shianka got this year?
I'm not sure, but he's made his presence felt in the times that he has made plays.
Yeah, I'd say the only guys that are going to give him trouble is God, I'm forgetting his name. What's it? I'm completely blanking on his name. The defensive tackle, Vita Vea, and
Yeah, how do you forget his name? He's big as a house.
Huh?
How do you forget his name? He's big as a house.
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking Demonte Pecco. Don't ask me why I was thinking that was his name. But then you have David White and Levante David. I guess without Shaq Barrett. If it was Shaq Barrett wasn't playing, I would have been hesitant. But also with Cooper Kupp being injured, I don't know what the hell the Rams are doing this week against the Bucs. I mean, you don't play your best running back because they have a guy named Ronnie Rivers, whoever the hell that is, as their starting running back.
They said that Cooper Kupp's going to play this weekend, and Van Jefferson's off IR.
That'll be interesting. The Rams, I would dump anybody on the Rams not named Cooper Kupp.
You got a point. Now, as far as running backs, as far as starting them goes, you got Aaron Jones, Miles Sanders, Raheem Mostert, Tyler Algier.
I pumped the brakes on Algier and Mostert.
Well, Algier's playing the Chargers defense, so yeah, I don't know why you would start him.
No, I wasn't going to say because of that. I would have said because Cordero Patterson's off IR. Well, he's activated to practice, but I think he'll be back either this week or next week.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert against the Bears.
And I want to see what they use with Jeff Wilson, how the usage is going to split between Mostert and Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Mostert's 31. I don't know how the hell he's running so good. He ain't like a Frank Gore type player, so. Continue.
So as far as sitting, they say sit James Robinson, sit Darrell Henderson, sit Brian Robinson, sit Kenyon Drake.
I wouldn't touch anybody in the Baltimore backfield. Not even because they're playing the Saints. It's just because one week it's Gus Edwards getting like 18 carries, and next week is Kenyon Drake getting 18 carries, and you're like, make up your mind. It's as annoying as the Chiefs backfield is.
Honestly, the Ravens have no true starting running back, and I think this would be a good time where Hendricks could have came in and explained to us why that is.
Man, I don't even know what happened to Hendricks. Hendricks disappeared on us.
I spoke to him. I'll tell you about that when we get off the air.
Yeah, we need Hendricks to come on and talk about these Ravens.
Yeah, we do. We need to talk about why Lamar ain't been paid yet.
Amen on that, sir. Amen. Gotta get an amen.
Amen.
Gotta get an amen, sir.
I really need to put a choir sound in this background thing one of these days. As far as wide receivers goes, as far as starting them, start Keenan Allen.
Nope, he's out.
Start Juju.
Keenan Allen's going to be rolled out. Telling you that now. He said the hamstring flared up during the bye week. Keenan Allen will be out, so is Mike Williams. So if you have Joshua Palmer, you start Joshua Palmer. And my dumb self picked up Allen Lazard over Joshua Palmer this week. Somebody else picked him up.
Smith Schuster, also Tyler Boyd, and Chris Olave.
I would pump the brakes on Juju because I don't know how. Well, this week I guess Juju's fine, but next week I want to see how Kadarius Toney coming for that number one spot. I truly believe Kadarius Toney will be the number one by the time this season's over.
My thing is, people believe in Kadarius Toney. Like, I knew he wasn't going to be that good coming out.
No, like he's been when healthy and he's been on the field, he's been good. Like he's been actually really good. It's just he hasn't been on the field, and the Giants I don't think that was a good fit for him.
You got to make. I still need to be a believer because even when he was at Florida, like he was good making plays, but it was just moments where I was like, can this guy really transition well to the pros?
Well, imagine a guy with the name of Andy Reid who took a guy who's really fast and really shifty, with his name being Tyreek Hill, coming out of Western Alabama or Southern Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
and actually making him relevant by catching short balls first and letting him do work, and then letting him go deep, catching balls off script and doing work.
Yeah, we'll see.
He ain't a believer. I'll be a believer in it.
We'll see. As far as sit Allen Robinson, sit Robert Woods. Wow, Robert Woods still plays. Sit Isaiah McKenzie. Sit Garrett Wilson. They say sit.
Nah, don't. Well, Garrett Wilson's a low end flex, but the rest of them, yeah.
All right. And then one final thing before we get out of here tonight, too. We're going to talk about KD saying he's shocked by Steve Nash's exit.
But why? He literally asked Joe Tsai to pick him between him and Steve Nash this offseason. I don't know why he's acting like he's surprised. He didn't expect him to do it mid-season. But we'll see what Mr. Ime does. I would have called a nickname for that, but I had to stop myself.
You're horrible. You're horrible.
Mr. Grand Canyon fly down, boy.
Oh, my God. You need to stop. You need to stop. But folks, that's going to do it for us this evening. We hope you've enjoyed this as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. As always, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms as they scroll across the bottom ticker. Be sure to leave comments. Also, be sure to make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video, this page, and all that fun stuff. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, of course, too. FAMU versus Southern. I don't know what the point of that was.
It's for FAMU versus Southern.
Oh. But yeah, FAMU and Southern breakdown Saturday at 5, starting at 5. Kickoff's at 6, so make sure you're here an hour ahead of time. We're going to get a good 30 minutes in, or however long the people keep me talking for, and hopefully leading up to kickoff, and then we're back after the game to discuss what happened, what went right, what went wrong. Time is flying by. My gosh, it seems like just yesterday we started the season, and I was talking about FAMU and UNC.
Yeah, now the season's almost done.
Yeah,
which means the semester is almost done.
It's insane. It's like
I'm doing whoa. Don't mind me. I'm just happy school's almost done. Another month.
Now it's like I'm only guaranteed I got 2 more shows after this weekend.
Oh boy, it's gonna be such a tragedy. We'll have to figure out something.
What, like nap time?
I don't know. We were supposed to have Dalton start a hockey podcast, but Dalton disappeared. He had to do his own. He had to take care of himself, which we always emphasize. You got to take care of yourself first, like how Flash did.
Exactly.
But with that being said, thank you guys so much for episode 13. I had to go back and check it. It's episode 13. I fixed it up on the top.
Yeah.
Somewhere up there. For the Running Gun podcast, we will be back Saturday with him. He'll be back Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I will be back. Moi will be back on Tuesday with Flash, who was in the chat today, to talk potential rants on Monday Night Football and all goodies over there on that.
We're going to do a kind deed for y'all, too, with the Running Gun podcast. We're going to carry the season finale up until the week of the Florida Classic like we did last year.
Ooh, special treat.
Yeah, so it'll be episode 15 instead of episode 14. That'll be the season.
What's your favorite duo?
Exactly. You're the one and only favorite duo from Penalty Talk. The guys that will tell you the truth.
JA squad. I wouldn't say the AJ squad because then I'll think of Flash. JP squad. There we go.
Exactly.
No, that's also Flash initials. But yeah, thank you for watching. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Go to Twitter. And if you're watching on Twitter, you have to go to click the picture that looks like that, in the avatar profile picture. Take you to the profile, and you click that link in the profile, in the bio. Then you go to the channel, and you see that nice little fancy button now that YouTube has for channels. It's the new subscribe button, man. Y'all gotta click this nice button right here. It'll be right in the circle, big bubble look.
I don't think they can see your phone. It's so far away.
Fine. You see this? You see this right here? You're gonna click this button right there. You see that right there? You're gonna click it. Hit that button, nice and easy, so we can help grow it and we can make it even better, and we can start new shows.
Yes. And as always, folks, y'all take care. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you on Saturday.